What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another Classic WoW video, and today we're talking about Classic Plus. Now, I see a bunch of comments saying that Classic Plus is never happening, or it's going to be quite some time away. I mean, I recently made a video, like this one right here, talking about Classic Plus and the fact that we need it now, or at least as soon as possible. Now, today I want to talk about why Classic Plus is happening, and the facts that we have so far that are kind of pointing towards it happening. And I mean, we already have leaked, we have surveys from back in the day, and we have developers as well that have been giving a nudge towards Classic Plus. So grab your hopium, your copium, take a sip, and let's go. So first things first, we have a leak from a couple of months ago now. I mean, it's been 2 or 3 months, or 2 months basically, since the most recent one and the most up-to-date one, which we can take a look at all the way over here. Give me 1 second. There we go. So over here we have a bunch of leaks about different surveys sent out to different people about what they want to see in Classic Plus. Now this right here shows you that they are working on things in the back end, and they are asking for a little bit of feedback. I would have hoped that they are asking more publicly for feedback, but at least they're reaching out and doing surveys to at least get some feedback. Either way, let's cover the hot topics here. I'm not going to go through all of the descriptions, but I'm going to go through the main features. So first of all, we have playable shamans on both the Alliance and both the Alliance and the Horde side. I mean, Horde side is by default, but adding them to the Alliance, I'm betting that's going to be through, for example, Dwarf Shamans, and maybe something else, but I do believe Dwarf Shaman is the one that makes sense. Then we have a collections tab, storing your mounts, storing your pets, your different tarbards collecting, I don't know, like different collectibles. Storing those in a collections tab. This could either be personal, so not account bound, or account bound as well. Going down to number 3, account wide collections. So just because they're adding the collection system doesn't mean it has to be account bound. You can simply have it for one character only, or make it account bound as well. So the question is, if you get the Death Charger from Stratholm, do you want to have that on all your characters, or only one? Then we have 1 versus 1 dual arenas. That would be really interesting, really unbalanced, but also really fun. I feel like balancing around PvP will never work out well anyway, and it's usually set up so that some classes have their counterparts. There's like always a counterpart to everything in Classic WoW, and even if you face your counterparts, you can do certain maneuvers in place to give yourself an edge, or at least a better chance of winning, even against your counterpart. This could be really fun. I just hope that there's no ranking involved, but just a fun way of doing PvP, because if there's ranking involved, you're gonna see all of them being like a priest or a rogue, whatever the meta ends up being, probably a warlock or a mage to be fair. Warlock, mage or rogue would be my bet either way. Then we have new player character models. I would not really be opposed to this one, but don't use the retail ones, especially like in my opinion. Then we have in-game events, new events that offer different small quests and casual gameplay around the world. These would release between large updates. I think this sounds really good, by the way. Pet battles, no, keep that far, far, far away, don't even talk about it again. Thank you very much. I'm not a huge fan, if you couldn't tell. We can also just like, yeah, we can scroll it down a little bit here as well, so you can see the entire thing, because there's a little bit more over here as well. There we go, perfect. We have leveling professions improvements. I would love to see them work a little bit on this. Maybe even give you experience the first time you craft something, so you can level up by doing professions, or I don't know, like that's something we have in retail, right? Which I don't really mind that much. The first time you craft something, you get experience for it, and then when you repeat craft it, you don't get experience. It's just a good way to it makes doing professions not seem like a waste of time while you're leveling. New class abilities and spells, I think this one is a given, and kind of has to happen. Going over to the next page then, we have a couple more things. We have honor reward the redesign. So here the question is, do you want to see other rewards, better rewards, and also the PvP system? Do you want to have a different one, or do you want to have the current existing one? The WoW token, I think we all know how we feel about this one, but the thing is, if it has to be there for them to make it, because like we have to think about, we're gamers, but they're a company. For them to actually, they need to have incentives to make Classic Plus, and simply increasing their subscription numbers will not be incentive enough. They have to make more money. So the question kind of becomes, do we want to have a WoW token, or do we want to have a paid level boost, or do we want to have both? It's just the way it is. Class talent adjustments, here we have even more things that I personally think we should see. I kind of want to have a balance here between vanilla, TBC and Wrath, and even do some actual custom adjustments as well. Account-wide perks and progression system, let me know what you think about that one in the comments down below. Playable high elves as well, revisiting known but unexplored zones. This to me sounds really fun, like Mount Hyjal, Uldum and Gilneas. They mentioned 3 of my favorite zones right here, so like I would love to see those 3. Player housing, I would love to see that in Classic WoW, but I just don't know how they would do it, but I would love to see something along that line. Then we have achievements. I personally would love that, just because I'm a huge achievement hunter in retail and Mists of Pandaria. I just love having things to do in the game and showing people that I have done this. The only thing is, we have to try to find a way to not make it tied to end the game. If in Mists of Pandaria or in retail, if you're trying to join a raid, people ask you to link curve. Remove that, but keep the achievements in a different way, if possible. Then we have cross-realm play, and once again, the honor system as well. Many of these things, by the way, we have seen on different servers out there. Not gonna name any names for now. Cross-realm play and even cross-faction play as well could be interesting to see. Honor system redesign, war mode, as an alternative to PvP servers. This mode would allow you to opt into PvP in the open world via a toggle in the main faction cities. I think that sounds really cool, by the way, and we have seen it work really well on other servers. The only thing is, you have to have an incentive. You want to encourage world PvP, while also giving people the option to not have it. I say give people 10% experience in the open world when they have war mode on. That way they level 10% faster if they choose to have war mode, and you can just choose to not have it and level 10% slower, but like give people an incentive to use this. Then we also have a brand new zone, brand new zones plural, 20 player raids, 40 player raids, graphical improvements, new trade skills, so both primary and secondary professions, graphical texture improvements and resolution upgrade, new battleground, new race and class combinations, and maybe even a new class. Character classes that are completely new to any version of WoW, so not Death Knights, not monks, not demon hunters, and not evokers. Let me know in the comments down below, what class would you like to see? If we're not seeing Death Knights, not monks, not demon hunters, not evokers, what would the class be? Let me know in the comments. I'm not opposed to this, by the way. This to me sounds cool, if done correctly. Okay, going to the next place, like new class, just covered that one, 10 player raids, cross-realm guilds, transmog systems, and playable paladins on the Horde side, so Horde getting paladins and the Alliance getting shamans. Personally, I would love to see that, because I feel like, at the moment, people are trying to say that being a shaman is part of the Horde faction identity, and I feel like faction identity should be tied to your faction, and not to your class. So I personally feel like giving shamans to the Alliance side and paladins to the Horde side would just balance out the factions more, while still keeping faction identity relevant. It's just, you don't tie factions to a class anymore, it's more about the actual race you play. Regardless of which version of WoW is currently your main one, what version of WoW do you think will become your main one when Classic Mists of Pandaria ends? So this one right here just talks about which one you want to go to, or which version of WoW will be your main. Yeah, like, regardless of the one you currently play, which one do you think will become the main version in the future when Mists of Pandaria ends? And I personally feel like most of us will say Classic Plus here. I'm saying that at least Classic Plus, as long as they make Classic Plus. Warlord of Draenor does not really sound that huge to me. Like, I would love to play it, but I also have fond memories from the expansion back in the day, and I kind of want to keep those memories intact without doing anything now to harm those memories. I really love the Warlords. I'm one of those weird people that loved this expansion, maybe because I played in a guild full of friends back then, and we just had a good time raiding and doing mythic raids, and I also feel like the raids of Warlords were some of the best raids of all time, especially in BRF and HFC. So those raids were really good, but I don't necessarily want to go through them one more time. Either way, that's the whole leak. That is number one thing that I wanted to look at today. There's one thing that happened really recently though. Blizzard listed out some job posts, and I kinda wanna look at those as well, because they can be interesting, and they might have something to do with Classic Plus or World of Warcraft. So over here we have some job listings. Senior UI designer for an unannounced game in Irvine, California, made by Blizzard. We are looking for a creative and experienced UI designer to shape an exciting new game. Now they say new game here, not new IP, so they might still be using, like, it could be a World of Warcraft expansion, could be a different version of WoW. Think about World of Warcraft in Unreal Engine 5. What if they're actually working on World of Warcraft 2 here, and trying to actually build the future of Warcraft, and they're hiring people for that now, and I bring up Unreal Engine 5, or UE 5, for a reason. Either way, join a collaborative team where you will craft engaging user interfaces, implement dynamic assets, and drive innovation in a fast-paced environment. Bring your passion for gaming and design to life. That is job listing 1. We also have this one, Senior Technical Artist Generalist for unannounced game one more time. Are you experienced in AAA game development with a passion for stunning visuals? Join a dynamic team to craft advanced materials, optimize performance, and develop innovative simulation systems. Bring your expertise in Unreal Engine and elevate the artistry of an exciting new title. Then we have the last one, Senior Designer Missions Unannounced Game. We are looking for a seasoned designer with 8+ years of experience to create captivating missions in an exciting new game. Join a dynamic team to blend storytelling and gameplay, crafting memorable experiences that keep players engaged and eager for more. Now, that job listing right there, or those 3, might be grasping at straws when it comes to connecting that to World of Warcraft or Classic Plus, but I just want to bring up that in the lawsuit versus Turtle WoW that Blizzard is currently doing, they are trying to take Turtle WoW basically, and give it to themselves. And while I don't believe they can use the assets, even if they seize them, it is more like a way for them to make sure that Turtle WoW doesn't just re-emerge again. I mean, there was a comment by Legal Eagle in Saryu's stream yesterday saying that even if they get the assets, they basically can't reuse them. Either way, they are trying, like, Turtle started working on a UE5, Unreal Engine 5 project, for World of Warcraft that got hyped up massively. It was a huge trailer that everybody was reacting to, and it gained hundreds of thousands of views in one singular day when it was up, on a private server by the way, on YouTube. And Blizzard took that video down, and now they have a lawsuit against Turtle where they bring up Unreal Engine, and now they are hiring people with Unreal Engine expertise for a new game. Once again, not a new IP, or it could be a new IP as well, but definitely a new game. And what if that is actually in World of Warcraft 2, built in Unreal Engine 5? Could be grasping at straws, absolutely, but could also have a deeper meaning. And when it comes to everything else, like so far we have 3 things showing that Classic Plus will be coming, and like one of those is obviously grasping at straws, like the whole job listing thing being numbered, like number 1, the survey. That one is a sound. Number 2, job listing. That one is kind of grasping at straws. And then number 3, they're taking down Turtle WoW, or at least filed a lawsuit against Turtle, which is currently the biggest and the most popular Classic Plus experience out there on a private server. That is 3 massive steps that we have towards Classic Plus, and then we have Season of Discovery that just ended. In multiple interviews, they said that Season of Discovery was their nudge towards Classic Plus, which means they might have been testing the waters and see what sticks. I personally believe Season of Discovery was a huge testing ground, just to like throw everything out there and see what people liked and what they didn't like. I will be extremely surprised if we don't hear about Classic Plus sometime in the near future. I will give it half a year, and we're gonna have an announcement. I think the announcement even happens this year as well, by the end of the year. That is massive copium and massive hopium, but once again, take a sip and let's go. Either way, that's basically the video for now. Just wanted to shine some light in a dark time. Like right now is not the best time for Classic WoW, but I believe there's reasons to be hopeful. So hopefully, once again, you enjoyed the video. I'm streaming pretty much daily on Kick, so please follow me on Kick if you haven't yet. The link will be down below in the video description and also the pinned comment. Either way, that's it for now, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, leave a like while you're down there, and thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you again in the next video very soon. Bye bye now.